I mean, technology apparently are going to be friends again this week, which is lovely. So welcome to the Creative Hive Facebook Live Monday. It's 11:30, and today we're being joined by Shara. And you know, it's hard to introduce her because she's obviously the face and the person behind SVPT Fitness, but if you know them, it's fitness and athletics. They've been around for more than a decade, and they really work on training your mind and your body. I mean, you look at the pictures, I've been in your facility before, and it is just different. There's different feeling, there's different vibe when you walk in the door, and you guys really mandate on doing training the right way, changing how that's perceived in Edmonton. And you guys always have been known to go above and beyond so many other people. But what stands out for me and what really speaks to you is just, you know, if anyone gets a chance, is go through Shara's Instagram. You're going to see smiles. You're going to see some serious sweating. You're going to see some fun. You're going to see some attitude. She swears like the rest of us, thank goodness. And you know what? She's working it out. She's working it hard. And so I think that is as important as what you're doing at SVT Fitness, is you're being you, and you always have been you. So welcome to the Creative Hive. Can't wait to chat with you a little bit more. And you know, tell us a little bit about where you are right now. And I'm sorry to see that it's so quiet behind you.
Right. It's just empty. It makes me sad. But yeah, we closed March 16th as per government recommendations. And it's, I'm not going to lie, like you said, I'm real. This has been the hardest thing as an entrepreneur and as a trainer and as a human to ever go through. Like you work your butt off. Like my gym is 12 years strong, and you work to build your brand and get the messages out there and help people. And within months, you know, you're on the brink of possibly losing it all. And that's a reality. Every day is a battle to make sure that the clients are taken care of and the trainers are taken care of and that my brand is taken care of. So it's a lot, as I'm sure everybody's going through a lot right now.
Everyone in their own ways. I mean, it hasn't not touched an industry, but you know, we'll get into the stages and the reopening of things in a bit, but let's first kind of get people who maybe don't know you a little bit about you, you know, how you got started. And this was a pretty incredible journey. And I'd recommend people listen to the Inner Circle podcast as well, and getting, you know, all of the background. So we don't have time for all of that today, but tell us a little bit about you and how this came to be.
Long story short, I was going to school to be a lawyer. I was bodybuilding at the time and then getting people in shape at the law firm. And they're like, you should do this for a living. And I'm like, you bet, you're right. I quit. I didn't tell my family. I was still going to school at the time, trying to get into law school. And I got certified and then started training people, and didn't tell my parents for like 6 months, and then realized like this was my calling, and loved helping people. And then about 3 years in, I got my own space and fell into training MMA fighters. And that's, you know, I've been doing MMA. This is going into my 13th year, believe it or not. And last year I got to spend most of 2019 down training Cowboy Cerrone. And that's kind of brought me to here. And this gym, like I said, 12 years I've been building this place, and we've been 7 years in this space. And like you said, it's a little bit different than a lot of your commercial gyms. We kind of build on community, and we build on vibe, that no matter where you are in life, you walk in here and you just feel like you want to be better, and you have a good community of people here that don't care where you're starting, don't care where you're from. We just want to, you know, partake in fitness, have some high fives, and feel better when we walk out.
Absolutely great. As you're talking about all the different areas, now that was a lot of information there. First and foremost, like lawyer done, and of course, that's obviously what you're going to do next, is become, you know, a fitness, you know, instructor, leader, trainer, someone who kind of works in that realm, because those are easy paths. No, but and then MMA. I mean, you were one of the first female coach, correct? Like to that level,
correct.
One up.
Yeah, like for strength and conditioning, yes, I was one of the first to do it. And you know, the first to corner, a lot of firsts, it's fantastic, but it was a hard road, and it still is a hard road. Even 13 years later, there's a lot of things that I have to deal with in a male dominated industry, but it doesn't stop me. I am a coach, and that doesn't matter if I'm a female coach. What matters is I'm a coach.
Absolutely. COVID is just the next hurdle to overcome it. So many other businesses are facing that right now too. I'm curious though, who's harder to train on days? A mom who hasn't had any sleep, or an MMA fighter?
The moms. The fighter is a little bit different, but the mom, you know, they have a lot more battles. They're dealing with a lot. So just the general population people, to be honest, the people that I've trained that are just trying to get fit and healthy have taught me more as a coach than say an athlete. Athletes know what they have to do. But when you have a client that comes in that's dealing with a lot of stress and or a lot of physical issues, it's so rewarding to make them feel better and to teach them. And that's what SVPT has always been about, is teaching our clients. We want you to leave the nest. We don't want you here forever. We want to teach you how to, bring fitness into your life safely and effectively so that you leave us. I think that's the most important thing. And with that education comes empowerment. You get empowered to take control of your health and your fitness. So I think that's really important.
It's hugely important. Right now, do you feel like as you're watching those Instagram feeds and social media as a whole, everyone is trying to, because they have so much downtime, to learn a new language, they're going to work out, they're going to get in shape, and you got that shame added on there. You're not doing all the things. So when we talk pandemic fitness, what would you say?
Do what you can, and do what you can on that day or that hour. There's no judgment right now because everybody is in survival mode. For some people, they might gear towards exercise, and that is okay. And some people right now are not motivated to even do it, and that is okay because life is different right now. Priorities have changed. So yes, what you were working towards before you might not be able to do it now because of lack of equipment, lack of space, lack of time, because now the kids are home and you're working from home. So motivation goes off to the wayside, but it comes down to doing what you can. And sometimes it's not structured exercise, because there's a difference between structured exercise and physical activity. So structured exercise is all like working towards strength or endurance. But sometimes physical activity might be the only thing you can do. And that means going for a walk, doing some gardening, cleaning your house, cleaning out the basement, painting. But again, it's going to matter on how you feel that day, and there is no judgment. I am trying to get people to move more because if anything right now, exercise or physical activity is more about mental health than it is physical health. The physical benefits are going to be there regardless, but bigger, more so, very important right now is mental health. And we all know that after we move, even after a 10 to 15 minute walk, you feel better. So some type of movement for me, anything that you can do, get motivated to do whatever it looks like is good right now. We have to stop the judgment. You shouldn't feel obligated to join into the free classes or run a marathon or all the pressure that comes from you have all this time on your hands, because a lot of us don't. We don't have all this time on our hands because life is different now. So basically, to sum up, do what you can. And whatever that looks like is great.
Yeah, I really like to start a trend on social media where people are just doing that, posting what they can do, and people celebrating small wins, because you're absolutely right. It's that mental health game. And it's not so much right now about making sure you're staying in your peak physical performance body type, but that you're getting active for your mental health. And how does that correlate? For someone who doesn't understand, how does getting up and moving a little bit help with that mental health aspect?
Well, in endorphins, like that is a huge thing. Like once you get moving, those endorphins kick in and you feel better. You're clearer. Everybody, even after a walk, you can attest to coming in the house and just feeling like you had a breath of fresh air, figuratively and literally. But that's what I feel exercise feels like, is a breath of fresh air, a big exhale, because our bodies were meant to move. So with all of us sitting around more in desks, Netflix or whatever, we are not moving as much. So you might notice that you have more aches and pains than you did before. Well, the aches and pains are coming because your body is saying you need to get up and move. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated. A simple walk can be fantastic. There's tons of science out there that talks about how beneficial walking is. No matter what age you are, the mental and emotional and physical benefits of walking is huge. So it can be that simple, and it just feels like a breath of fresh air for your body. That's what it feels like. You're clear, your mood changes, and it actually helps motivate you to do more.
And you know what? To walk, you don't need anything. You can do it in your flip-flops, your running shoes, or anything. It's no equipment required.
Exactly. And it's so accessible to everybody. So everybody can do it. And of course, while you're physical distancing, of course.
From your perspective too, the idea behind supporting people who are doing anything and maybe not shaming or coming down on people who are not. I mean, I'm sure you see it, with a different eye than everybody else. What would you say is the right way to go about this? I mean, lifting people up.
I've seen it even pre-pandemic. Social media is a really slippery slope because it can shame you or make you feel bad about yourself, but it can also uplift you. And I saw this pre-pandemic where people are using exercise as a way to elevate themselves, and the whole body image stuff comes in there. But it can be dangerous because then you go on social media and you see someone that's running a 5K, and we can feel bad about ourselves because we're not doing that. So we have to remember that everybody's story is their own, that it does not matter. I think sharing what you're doing is important because I think sharing if you're being real is important because we need more realness out there. You know what? A picture of yourself, you only walked 5K, or you walked 5K and you didn't finish because you just had enough. That kind of stuff is important because I can guarantee you that there's tons of people out there that feel the exact same way as you, and it's okay. And there's validation there in not doing stuff and saying it's okay. So I think that we just have to remember that social media can be that slippery slope, and that it can motivate you, but it can also pull you down. So you need to limit that. For some people, you need to limit it because it can get dangerous in terms of, physical health too. We're sitting on social media too much, but watch the messages that you are taking in from that, because I believe that it can pull you down.
I absolutely agree with you. You can walk away there feeling entirely different about yourself. Has there been anything inspiring for you that you've seen that you want to share that's through all of this? I mean, yes, your doors are closed, but your business and your heart and your entrepreneurial spirit is very much open.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of small business, and I'll go to the business side of things for a minute. I've seen a lot of support for small businesses, and that warms my heart because and even support from our clients, like clients asking if they can buy sessions to help us out and stuff like that for when we reopen. But just the community of small business, no matter what industry we're in, supporting each other, I think has been fantastic. I think that people are realizing more than ever how important small business is to community. And it's not to knock the big business or the franchises out there at all, but I think with small business, we are more relatable because we are literally the mom and pop down the street. When you buy from us, you help us pay our bills, that kind of stuff, where you put a kid through college or a girl in a dance recital, all that kind of stuff. So I think the support that I've been seeing in small business has been amazing. I have a great network of people I can reach out to, and I'm very grateful for that I can just oftentimes, like, I'm not going to lie, I've been calling and doing a lot of venting and a lot of, and full disclosure, crying. There are days where I just cry because it's like you feel so helpless and you feel so out of control, and you've worked so hard over so many years to get to a certain point, and it's like there's nothing you can do. And crying, some days it's crying, and I have people that I'll call after cry, and I feel better, even better after that. So again, I think the inspiring thing for me has been the support amongst all the small businesses across all industry. I think like we're supporting restaurants and little boutiques and little gyms, and I think it's fantastic.
I absolutely agree with you. And I think that is going to continue. And I hope that is the part of the new normal, is that uplifted support just continues on, because all of us have now realized that if we lift each other up and support each other, we're all at that same level. And what we can do up here together is much more community orientated and can push the needle so much further for so many people. So I think it's fantastic. And I'm very excited for you guys to be open. But here's the reality. You guys are stage 3.
Yes.
Even small boutique gyms.
Yeah, we're like, I've been writing letters, and a lot of the other boutique gyms are in the same boat as me. We are considered along lines with rec centers and big box commercial public gyms. So we're seeing a lot of small businesses or small gyms, boutique gyms, fighting to get into phase 2. And because phase 3 could mean July. And we were the first to close. We closed on March 16th. So gyms were the first, of the businesses to get shut down. So March 16th to July, that's a long time. I just miss everybody. I miss coaching. I miss working. And phase 3 seems so far away.
It does. It's like this foreign object. So how can people help you? Is there anybody that we could write to or that we could do to help support some of these smaller boutique style gyms?
There was a petition floating around. I don't know how that went out, but writing your members of parliament and your MLAs and getting the message out there that you want, small boutique gyms to be considered phase 2, I think would help, because I mean, they're navigating the waters too. They're trying to figure out, and everything is dependent on how we do. And so they're trying to figure out, what is safest for us. I respect the decision of phase 3, but I don't have to like it. I respect it because at the end of the day, we have to keep our clients and our trainers safe. That's what it's about. So if they're saying that phase 3 is the safest for us, I may disagree, because again, we're a private gym and we can socially distance better, and I have control of foot traffic and sanitization. But I think that we can still fit into phase 2 safely and take care and make sure our clients and our trainers are safe.
Right. You can still feel shitty about it.
Yeah. You can still
feel like it's shitty.
Yeah.
You can have both. There's two sides of every coin. So just before we wrap up here, being fit now and being active now, I just want to reiterate for people, is as easy as laying off yourself a little bit, being okay with what you can do, and then just physically getting up and moving, but understanding that difference.
Yes. And, structured exercise might be different now. It might be all body weight stuff, which is fine, and it's okay. You have to think of your fitness journey on pause right now. And that might just mean maintaining what you have and looking into other avenues to stay active. And that's okay. I mean, I know a lot of the weightlifters that don't have the weights at home are mad because they can't get stronger. But you know what? You have to look at this as, okay, well, I'm going to give my joints a break, or I'm going to learn how to run properly, or all those other things that, you can work on. But then be okay with the fact that it's not going to go as you planned. And it's different. That's what we have to be okay with. That one day at a time. There's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. But if there was one piece of advice that I would give and leave everybody with, it would be to just move in some way. It doesn't matter how it looks, whether it means scrubbing your showers for 3 hours, going for a walk, or doing some type of circuit structured exercise. Anything within that realm is movement, and it's good for you. And I would say get outside and enjoy the weather while it's here. Of course, distancing from everybody. I think I can't stress enough how much getting outside helps your mental and emotional health.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. How can people find you? And if you want to follow, get in touch, because you will be open again.
We will be open. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can go to our website, svptfitness.com. As well, we're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
All right. Thank you so much, Shara, for joining us. And you know what? When all of this is over, we'd be happy to have you at Creative Hive and we can get some more people together. And
yes,
here we go. Community, we'll band together and do this.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Have an awesome afternoon.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.